put the links out everywhere.
Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while.
All right. Here we are. It's been a minute. But we got another stream and finally going again. GenCon recapping. Gonna talk about the Buckeye play. Yay. So first of all, I'm David Robin. If you were at GenCon, I was the dude in the blue shirt that had Judge on the back. Yeah, and that's what I do. So I guess we got some Buckeyes in the house. So do y'all want to introduce yourself, or y'all want me to introduce you?
I'm curious to how you introduce me, but
All right.
you do a lot for the
Okay.
community.
Okay.
So
Well, we gonna first start off with the. Well, we'll first start off with the Black Knight. He came in as my teammate in the boss battles. When we took that event, he been in top cut in almost every event. I mean every event you've been a part of for the past 2 years. If there been a top cut, you have seen him there. Uh, he got a twin brother who have not been in the top cut. Uh, the man, the myth, the legend. I mean, I can't play an event, but I passed my deck. I did it to him. He put a little seasoning spice on it. Break it up. Top cut. What can you say? The man, the myth, the legend. Tevin Campbell. You have anything else you want to say?
hey, just happy to be here. I like that. Hey, we might have to put that slogan on a T-shirt. Spice it up, tight cut, top cut. I like that. You know.
And also, in the person we have here, we have a champion, Ohio champ. So not only the Buckeye, but the Buckeye, the Ohio champion. I mean, I don't know if that making like the team leader, the Buckeye. I mean, he only been in the game for a couple years. He started his run down in Florida, which didn't go so good. Couple mid winners. He thought he was in the top 8. Then we told him like, no, thank you. We don't need you there. We was like, your time will come. Come around showing Ohio with the surfer. I'm a surfer guy too. I like surfer. So he took the championship with the surfer. And then GenCon runner up at GenCon, the world's runner up. I guess nobody really here say that, but the world runner up. I mean, but what I gotta say, this is the man who make the most mistakes and turn it around. You know you got game when you willing to make mistakes and then turn it around and still keep going. Like I don't need a resource. I'll play it 2 cost and then put it back in my hand. What? What? But also from Team Buckeye we have PJ Foley. Is that your last name? I never even call you by your last name.
Foley, yeah,
Foley.
absolutely.
PJ. Like Axel. Are you
Yeah,
related to Are you related to Axel?
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, I didn't know if y'all had the same cousin or something like that, but
Hey, I can
Never
see the
been to,
resemblance. I
right,
can
yeah.
see the resemblance. P.
never been to Beverly Hills.
Okay. Anything else you want to introduce here, PJ? Say about yourself.
No.
And
That's-
we're not gonna talk about our online tournaments, events we won and stuff. You know, we could go on, and that could be a whole separate screen. But what we here for is Gen Con. Well, actually, that's a lie. What we here for is to talk about the Buckeye stuff. Then we will get to Gen Con, and then we're gonna talk about some more Buckeye stuff.
That's right.
So first of all, I just want to bring this up. So if you haven't heard, haven't read, and I'm gonna bring it up on the screen so people can see it. I'm pretty sure people can see my. Oh yeah. So we have, so we renaming a couple things. So we used to have Buckeye League play. That way we will do the format, have a draft. So that is now called the Buckeye format draft play. Just so we don't confuse people. But now, because we had to change that name, because now we have the Buckeye UDE League play. And you asked me, David, what is Buckeye UDE League play? So this is where when you buy stuff online and you show proof of purchase to it for at least one 200 card box, a 255 card box, you can play one game a month in this league. Win or lose, play one game, and you'll get a promo for 1 month for up to 7 months, and then you'll get the Uatu play mat. I mean, what more could be said about that, right?
Pretty fire.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so I have the rules up on the screen. So like I said, if you want to read over that in the Discord, few stipulations. Like I said, once you show me your receipt, and if you're not already in the Buckeye Discord, you do have to be in the Buckeye Play Discord for this. Try and keep everything in one place. Continental U.S. Your address we send it to had to be continental U.S. So if you write on outside Canada, you need to find yourself a U.S. buddy and make that happen. We got our first person already signed up for this. We got Archie from California, so you know we far reaching.
Oh yeah, they ain't wasting no time.
But but the people who were doing the Buckeye format draft, don't think we have forgot about you. That event is starting back up in October once the new format come out. Because Incursion gonna go to the end of September. We got the next regional down in Florida, right? We got the Florida regional coming up. I think y'all plan on showing up for that.
I just
Yeah,
bought my ticket this morning.
Okay, so oh, that light shot. So my man Archie is the one. He actually in the chat right now that signed up already. So give him his shout out.
That's
Haha.
right,
so
Archie.
he's
so
on it.
yeah. But yeah, so we got like I said. So after that, we'll have our format draft. That way, you draft your one MC. We play like 6 weeks. I mean, there's no top cuts. It's more for fun, but some people take it serious. You do you. All mostly what it come down to. We'll still have our
It's a,
yearly event. What you gotta say, PJ? Go ahead.
it's a great way to practice.
Yeah, like I said, because there are no risks. I mean, yeah, you may lose, but there's nothing. It's just a good time. I think that's probably one of the best ways to play versus. I mean, there's a lot. If you want to play competitive, there's a lot of regional stuff for that. But if you just want to have a good time, that's what Buckeye mainly about. But we'll see. But like I said, introducing this league play, we got access to. I mean, now you can only buy stuff online at the moment, unless anything changes in the near future. But yeah, now you have somewhere you could show that receipt to me. You instant message me the receipt, we'll get you in the league, and then play a game of league. You'll get a promo. Also, I have a bunch of play mats I'm willing to hand out. Uh, and Patrick said, PJ, if you ever stop in Beverly Hills, hit him up. So Patrick, if you Beverly Hills, we could get the next movie going.
That's right. I think
Eh,
they just
eh,
came out with one in July.
yeah, they just came on Netflix, but you probably won't make it past Tubi. I
Yeah, I
mean,
would say straight to Tubi.
so
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
right.
Tubi's got some great
Hey,
movies.
if you own the movie, you made it.
That's right.
I mean, you on this YouTube channel, you made it. I mean, what
That's
can I
that's,
say?
that's a fact.
It used to not be allowed on the YouTube channel. How times have changed.
Right. So, and just to let people know, I do have a bunch of playmats that I plan on trying to get off my hands. So Upper Deck hooked us up. I got about like 40 Sentinel playmats. So
Gee,
yeah, and I got about that amount of Venom mats as well. So I plan on working a way if people want to pay the shipping. I just gotta get the costs and stuff. If people pay the shipping, we'll send you these mats for like maybe 5 tokens, which y'all know is not much. So we're working on something for that, but we'll talk about more of this later. Let's get to the main event here, which is the GenCon event. So I guess let's start in the beginning. So do y'all remember your birth? Nah, that's too far back. Just messing with you. Well, I came out, I seen the light, and I made my way towards the opening, and there, no, okay, just playing. Okay, so pre-GenCon, so we came out of Ohio, so we didn't do well. I did a stream with you, PJ, because you're the champ. I had to make that happen.
yeah.
Tevon, I didn't hit you up on that. But I guess we gotta bring up the running joke, right, Tevin? This is too soon, or do we want to wait till later to bring up your
I let it.
position?
I let it ride. I let it ride. Because it's consistent. If it wasn't consistent, then you know
So so
I'd
mo-
be hurt.
so so if y'all don't know, Team Buckeye basically is the state, well, our state like seed is the Buckeye. Is that how we become the Buckeye? Something like that. Our state
Yeah.
flower, but whatever.
It's some
But
sort of treat. Yeah.
so but if you may not know, Tevin is not from Ohio. He only visits here. But we had brought him into the group. But what he didn't know is we had a deeper plan for him. When he goes to tournaments, he had made top cut. I think besides when he became the runner up in Delaware, every time he made top cut, he had lost to a Buckeye player.
That's a fact. I have yet to overtake the senseis yet. So
So if you have seen the movie Talladega Night, we say shake and bake. He's a slingshot. Like you play him and he just propel you for. He had hit PJ up a couple times these last couple months.
it is
We,
true.
we need to get a shake and bake show for y'all too.
I need to start
Okay,
getting paid or something. I don't know
okay,
what's going on.
okay. Enough of that. Let's talk about deck ideas. So I'm gonna start with you, Tevin, because I think your deck prep was a little less than PJ's. Nothing personal.
Yeah, no worries. So
Okay.
I was gonna say, so I mainly because I am Team Buckeye, but I'm also part of the Plot Twisters with my bro, Jamil, and I had been doing a lot of work and things like that, so I didn't have as much time to practice with as many people as I wanted to. And for Thursday, Jamil had been working on a deck using Bullseye. And he kind of was all over the place with it. I helped him refine it. I actually, the week before Gen Con, I actually went to his house and spent the week in North Carolina doing some family stuff, but we were doing verses every day. And we kind of refined a deck idea with Bullseye and found that it was pretty hard to hide from him if you had the right stuff in there. And the morning of Thursday Gen Con, I decided, you know what? We built this deck. I'm going to run with the Bullseye deck with you. And we both entered with that deck. Um, the deck I used on Friday was Death. Think I had run into Dave and like just trying to test with the Bullseye that we had. And he pulled the Death out and he showed it to me. And I was like, oh, what is that? And I know he's usually on Death and had run it before. We talked about it a little bit and made some changes that I thought would help the deck, and then I made some additional changes trying to anticipate what the meta was, and essentially came out with what I had on Friday. But very limited testing. The person I played the most was Jamil. I was gonna run Kingpin, but he got me off Kingpin because Bullseye kept kicking Kingpin's butt so thoroughly.
The new Kingpin.
And
We got
yeah,
to make that clear now.
yeah, you're right. The new Kingpin. Um, but yeah, that just built and then came to play. Try to minimize mistakes.
All right, so let's swing it over to you, PJ. Like I said, we passed the birth part. Your 10th birthday, we passed all that. So right
Yeah.
after Ohio Regional, we kind of gonna speed up past all that other stuff.
Yeah, so after the Ohio Regional, I was kind of burnt out on testing, not gonna lie. I spent a lot of time testing for Ohio. Um, and I knew Gen Con was coming up and I didn't know what I wanted to play. So we have bi-monthly events in Ohio and Dayton and Cincinnati. So I would go to all those, but
At
that was
Epic Loot.
basically
Oh, sorry.
Epic Loot and Woodburn.
Will Burn.
Shout out both. But yeah, so we did those twice a month, and I would bring different decks each time. Nothing was feeling like super good. I probably also tested Kingpin the most, the new Kingpin. But I hated that he just sat there for 2 turns waiting to level up because his one attack isn't doing much. I mean, he's got a decent butt, but I mean, waiting 2 turns to start playing is not the way I like to play. Um, so I I test a lot with Scott and Dave here. So those are the two people I test the most with. And I was waffling hard, and Dave would always bring out the death deck, and I kept that in the back of my mind. And we had chats on like the strategy for, do you play your good stuff on Thursday or do you wait till Friday? And I ended up waiting to play my good stuff on Friday, and I just threw together a Brian Danielson deck for Thursday, and it did all right, but not as good as the death deck.
I mean, I know I was the judge, so I'm gonna put my prep in there. I built one division in depth. I'm building only 2 decks. This is what I'm testing for people. And then as it got close, I like, okay, I want to give people bad looks. So my man Earl, he probably somewhere in space doing Star Wars stuff right now. But he had some deck ideas from the like previous incursions. I'm like, look, send me over your Dumamu, send me over your Kingpin, send me over your Molecule Man. I made some touches up to that, and that's what I was testing against people with, so they could kind of be prepared because I think we all were pretty big. We thought Molecule Man were gonna be heavy. We thought the
Yeah,
new Kingpin were gonna be heavy, and we just know Dumamu was something to be aware of. I don't think we thought he was gonna be heavy, but it's something you had to be mindful of with the kind of game plan he had.
yeah. Any deck I put together had at least 8 basics. That was where I started, just because of Dormammu.
All right, but I think it's time to get to the I think we finished with the appetizers, and let's get to the main course. So I don't know if anybody from Apex is in here or watching, but if you look at the top of my screen, there's a link. You should copy that link and use it so you could figure out who played who, so everybody don't play two people in the same round. But moving right along. So we starting with for Thursday event. We had 21 players. As you see drop, and we're gonna go quickly through Thursday event. Spoiler alert: neither one of them made top cut. John Phillips in the house. What's up? The champ is here. The champ is here. You gonna hear your name once or twice in this
Yeah,
thing,
he
and
Or
and
for
3 or 4 times or 5 times because
and,
he was killing it.
and,
So
because of you, we got to refer to as the new kingpin. And then
yeah.
I guess is it the old kingpin? Is the champion kingpin? I mean, I don't know if he got an official term. We want to. How do you? If you can hear me, John, if you have a way we need to distinguish the two kingpins, please let
I
us
like
know.
I like OG Kingpin.
Oh, so
It
Yeah.
sounds
OG
better.
OG kingpin, and then the other kingpin. I guess that
The
where we
other
at.
guy.
Okay, but let's start with the round. So we're gonna start. We're gonna just start. Whoever at the higher table will go with their max. Just kind of go real quick. If you could remember their MC, that'd be great. So we have Jose with a bye. Jamil took a loss, and then PJ. Do you remember who Cell was playing?
He was on Loyal Magneto, Zombie Magneto.
So John Phillip agreed with the OG for Kingpin. Well, it was Mano Magneto, right?
Yeah, the one from the zombie
Yeah. So
set where
in Mano.
yeah.
So do you kind of remember a quick recap of what happened or why you? Because you weren't Danielson this day. So Brian
Yeah,
Danielson, Mano
I
Magneto.
remember this game. I remember this game pretty well. So I got off to a quick start because Brian Danielson's quick and he can hit 11 defense. So Cell went first. He leveled turn one. Not a great start, but Brian can at least hit that with some help, and um, I
Hit
got ahead.
hit that with some help. And, I love hearing them words, but go ahead.
Yeah, that sounds a little crazy, but PJ, you do what you want to do. You the runner up. You do what you want to do, sir.
Right.
But yeah, so I got ahead, even though he had the big butt, and um, I made I was a little bit too aggressive, and I made a dumb swing, not thinking um, about what plot twist he had in his deck. He pulled out a Fierce Pierce, and then he flipped the game at that point, built a wall, came back, and I think it went like turn 6 or 7. So we were trading a lot because Brian's good at
All right,
hitting, but he's
wrap up
not.
music coming. Wrap up music. We're moving through these. Wrap up music playing. But go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, that's it. He
Okay.
he pulled the Fierce Pierce on me. I lost.
All right, so Aaron got Dawson. Team Buckeye Scott got Caleb. Uh, Patrick took Mike. Vern lost to Smallwood. The champ took Bert. And now we at table 3. So you were playing
Yeah.
Bullseye. You were playing the new Bullseye from Hell's
Yep.
Kitchen and Ryan Morehouse. You remember what he was playing?
He was on Venom,
Okay.
and I don't know why I didn't think of Venom. I think we talked about it in passing, but I didn't know Venom was going to be there like that. Lost the game because he healed on his first 7 turns. He drew all of his We Are Carnages, and he drew all the queens that he needed. So by the end of the game, he was able to heal all the way back up. But I stunned him every turn consecutively. He was just able to keep healing.
Okay, and then just for the recap, well, I guess everybody can see the screen, but I love just announcing it. I'm a judge, that's what I do. So Jamar got Diego, and then Hector got Peter. So right now, the two Buckeyes that we got on the screen is both 0-1, and let's go to the next round. Round 2. So Dawson with the bye. Caleb lost to Mike. So Tevin against Diego. Go ahead, table 9.
Diego had Miss Marvel. He saw 1 blue. So it's pretty much game over because I put the 1/1 counter on Bullseye. So I went to 5-4, and he never got bigger than 3-3. So we were able to stun him every turn.
Cool. Burt got Peter. PJ against Jamil. So we were told Jamil going into the game, like, you auditioning for Buckeye because, we could have sorted the plot twist, so we could take 2 of y'all. That's not too bad. but you gotta show us what you got. So but
Yeah,
That's
PJ
true.
but PJ, go ahead, take game 7. Table 7, go ahead.
Yeah, he played well. Unfortunately for him, the wrestlers have something called matches, and I chose Dodge and
What do you know the name of that match offhand? Go.
Texas Death Match. I don't know. It's one of them. It's the one that no one usually chooses. Everyone always chooses ladder match, but I chose Dodge, and Bullseye doesn't like that, so not much he could do. He was stuck on level 1 that game.
Okay, yeah, so just it's situational circumstances, huh? Or,
Yep.
or as we should say from Ricky Stanicki, Tevin, you already know the line. That didn't go how you thought it would.
It didn't work out how you thought it would, did it?
All
But
right, so
PJ, congrats to you for the big brain play because some people just go with the fearless no matter what, and that was, I think,
all
almost
the
every
lad
card in
match,
that deck had range.
all the
Yeah.
ladder match, right? Yeah. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
Vern got Jose. That must feel good taking down the Duck for the Team Apex. Team Buckeye Scott with the second win, 2-0, I think now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, he don't make top cut. Um, Patrick over the champ. Yeah. But like I said, the champ, he just warmed up. He need to get the engine rolling. I don't think he playing versus as much these days as he used to. So I think he used Thursday as a tune-up day. Um,
Hmm.
Ryan got
Same.
Jamar Smallwood over Aaron, and then Casey got Sale. So y'all both 1-1 now, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Moving along. This site is so convenient. I'm surprised a lot more versus players haven't seen because y'all would be disappointed. We're gonna show something at the end. We not. I hate to do it, but I think since I'm here, I had to show it right.
Yeah, you got to. Got to
Okay.
wake them up. Take them out the matrix, right?
Okay. Right. So here we go. So Peter got to buy here. He was on Black Cat. I do remember that. Jamil, the plot twister, lost to Diego. So you just beat Diego. So you had the blueprint,
Let me
but
tell you, this is how he lost to Diego. Same thing happened to Diego. Diego only pulled like one blue against him,
okay.
but Jamil didn't think of putting the counter on Bullseye so that he couldn't keep crashing into him.
Okay.
So
Okay, so
it's
so
unfortunate.
he could never get XP because they would just trade, and
Exactly.
he had the health win. Okay, got it. Okay,
Yep.
so Dawson got Caleb here. Jose got Bert. Now we at table 7. You against Hector. Do you remember Hector MC?
Yeah, he was on Valkyrie. It was going well. Um, until
That's always a great start to the story. It was
yeah,
going well.
it was going well until I had a tough choice. I could choose between sending Brian in, putting him face down, or leveling, and I thought the 2 extra defense would come in handy, so I decided to level. I think Valkyrie is at like 3 or 4 wounds at this point. I didn't have any, but um, or no, I had one because I suicided him once, so he couldn't get the red to do the famed sword. And the turn I decided to level, he got what he needed and doubled my defense, and that was the game.
I hate getting doubled up.
Yep.
Um, moving to table 6. Buckeyes against Apex.
I want to say Jamar was on Luke Cage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, OG.
OG Luke Cage, and it was a good match. We with the sniper though, like I said, it was hard to hide from Bullseye. So even though he had his shenanigans, we were able to get enough wounds and take him out.
I'm assuming you used X23 once or twice, or he didn't draw Dreams
Yes.
Waters.
Nope. I had X23 was in the deck, and then Spider Carnage was in the deck to pull you to the front, and we had Captain Swains to activate all those things for free. Electro helped clear the board, and Fixer pulls you to the front as well. So
He had a lot of answers. Like here go the
yeah,
quiz. Here go the test. Oh, don't wait, I got the answers.
that's right. So
Okay, so Marcel's got Mike. The champ took Vern. Scott took another loss to Aaron. The Brotherly, Casey lost to Ryan, and then Small Little lost to Patrick. So you 1-2 now, PJ, right? And Tevin,
Yep.
you 2-1.
yep, 2-1.
Do y'all remember how y'all were feeling at this point? Like I think I'm gonna make it to the top cut, or was like let's just see how this plays out, or PJ, were you prepping for day 2?
I was prepping for day 2.
Okay,
I'm like, if I'm close, I'm going to try to get the top 8, but if I don't make the top 8, it's not the end of the world.
okay.
So,
I was actually surprised. So making it out of the Carol Danvers match and beating Luke Cage, I felt like Bullseye had more game than I thought, and I knew that I was teched against what I thought the meta was. So I felt pretty good.
All right, moving along. So somebody dropped at this point, so we don't have a bye. But Jamil, this is first win against Jose. I mean, the
Yeah, it
first win for
was.
the, and again, getting the previous champ. That's always. I mean, no matter what situation, because he ran the same deck both. I mean, he ran the same MC both days. I don't know if his content was the same, but he ran the same MC, right? If That
Yeah, he
sound
did. Molecule
okay.
Man.
Yep. Diego got Peter. Table 8. You played against Mike. PJ, what happened here? Do you remember Mike's MC?
Um, Mike. He was
Ohio.
on. He was on Venom. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a fist fight for sure. It was really close. We drug it out. Venom did his healing thing. And he ended up outlasting Brian. So another loss.
All right. It looked like Brooke took down Sale. Scott he got to the fire start, but then he cooled way off. He lost to Casey, and then we at table 3. You got Aaron's MC for us, Tevin.
Yeah, he was on the new Daredevil.
Okay.
And it was loyal, so he reality shifted to heal himself, and he just got big quick and pause and was
Okay.
able to pause. Shit.
You knew it was
And yeah,
over then.
I knew it
Oh.
was coming. Pause again. Dang. But no, he was able to get the job done. He was on team, so all his attacks were dangerous, and there wasn't a lot we could do.
So the real question is there really any other Daredevil at this point?
Yeah, at this point, you're right. If I say Daredevil, you should be assuming it was in the Defenders of Hell series. But some
It,
people don't have the box yet, and
Okay.
it's a great time to pick it up because then you'll be able to get in the Buckeye League. So I'm
Right,
just
right.
saying.
Yep. All right, so the champ took another loss today, but like I said, we said this was his warm up day, and then against Smallwood, I mean, there never no shame taking Smallwood. I mean, he didn't win the versus event, but he won the legendary event. That when you know you got game. I'm the
yeah.
greatest at everything, and then Patrick with another win over Ryan, moving right along. Uh, Somebody else must have dropped because Jose got another bye. Boy, he was enjoying them buys, huh?
I don't know if he was.
All right, you're right. So Tamil lost to Vern. PJ, you got Dawson. You remember what Dawson was on day 1?
I want to say Molecule Man.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it sounds. I think he was on Molecule Man.
All right.
So I was. I mean, I was ready for that. I had the Killmonger Mordo combo,
Okay.
and if Molecule Man can't use his blues, he's not gonna have a fun day.
He don't use the blues. He's give it to other people.
Yeah.
He got like one of those stripper guns, just shooting them out to people and stuff.
Yep.
Uh, Diego got Mike. Apex battle with Jamar taking Cell, and now speaking of Buckeye, cause Scott was on Moon Knight, right?
Yeah, he was on Moon Knight, and it was we were going kind of back and forth because he starts at the 7-3, so he's able to get wounds on quick. But the thing that finished him was I had Tombstone at the top end and gave him his last wound, and then he had to put out the 7-3 range, and Tombstone has bulletproof, so
Okay.
he was able to win us the game.
Okay. Uh, the champ is still taking L's day 1. I guess he was getting, let people feel good about themselves, let people, pump their chest a little bit. But he like, I got something for y'all. I forgot who did John play day 1. Because it wasn't OG Kingpin. Do you remember who John?
I do not know.
No, I don't know.
If you
Yeah.
did, John, if you could shoot that out, that'd be great. We got. I don't know if I'm gonna get you on the YouTube channel or not, but we would like to. We always gotta get a champ their due respect. So Casey got Bert, Aaron got Patrick, and then Smallwood took Ryan. I've been losing track. This is round 5, so at this point, you are what 3-1 or 3-2, Tevin?
I'm 3-2.
3-2, and PJ, are you 2-3?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Okay. So let me ask y'all. So at this point, do y'all all both plan on playing out the whole day regardless, or do y'all ever thought about dropping at any point?
Actually signed up for a ton of other events for Friday, so I didn't plan on playing on Friday at all. It was either make it on Thursday, and then I wasn't going to play.
Oh, no. Well, you made the right decision in the end, but
Yeah.
so John Field was on Mark. Man, he said that's a fun deck, but I think that the one I think probably very similar to the one he ran at midwinter during the midwinter was encouraging, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
First round.
and John, we might have the champ on the channel. He said he would take that call. We may have to
All right,
schedule
that's
that.
awesome.
And like I said, there won't be nobody else. You don't have to talk over nobody. You could talk over me. It just be just me and you. It's just an intimate moment. Pause. Or maybe not pause. Maybe full
He
go.
said, unpause, resume.
Okay, we're moving right along. So Patrick,
So
go,
yeah, I wasn't I wasn't planning on dropping
okay,
because I mean every game for me is a chance to learn and try
okay.
to not make mistakes, which I'm prone to do.
So
So
yeah, I know I talked to the people on our team about that. Just like what's your plans? Is it just getting top 8 if you plan on winning, and then not you're not feeling the top end on Thursday? Do you just scoop for Friday? I think I think that. So are y'all a fan of the way this setup is? I guess that's the real question. Because it's the only tournament that's 2 days.
I like that there's a second chance, but I do think that there's an advantage to people who play in day one and then play in day two. So, like, for me, I feel like you can play in both days, but you should be submitting what both of your decks are going to be on day one. That
Okay.
way you're locked in to
yeah,
whatever you're going to play in day two, and any information you gain from day one isn't a benefit necessarily, right? It could be a completely different deck. It could be completely the same deck, but both deck lists should be turned in at the same time. Started the event on Thursday.
yeah, I agree with that.
Like I said, I gotta make the counter argument. I gotta be that guy. I like the idea. The
Right.
only downside, the people who playing on Friday just show up on Friday.
Yeah.
True, true.
So PJ,
That's true.
your thought on this setup? I know we still got 2 rounds left in this round, but just Thursday was like say spoiler alert again. Neither one of y'all made it to the top cut. So PJ, what's your thought on this format? This setup, I should say.
I think it's fun because I mean, any chance I get to play versus games, I'll take. I mean, I feel like that's part of what got me to be able to finally do something in top 8. Is just playing games.
You know,
So yeah,
absolutely.
I'll take any chance I get to play versus. So I mean, yeah. So I think it's fun, but I agree with Tevin because we did kind of know that there wasn't a lot of death hate out there, and we didn't expect to see it on Friday.
All right.
Well, there's one hateful death that we'll talk about later.
Well,
But
besides Valkyrie, of course, but
yeah,
we may solve that problem for y'all. All right,
yeah,
moving on to round 6. So we lost the bye, so I'm guessing somebody else dropped. So Jamil beating Team Apex. That's a point to maybe we get him in the Buckeye. That's always a good look for us.
That's
Uh,
right.
um,
looks good on that application.
Jose got Mike. Tables. Oh, talking about Buckeye again. Apex. Let's hear about PJ.
Was I playing Vern? Oh yeah, this was wrestling.
And yeah, who
Either
did Vern have day one?
I think it was Adam Page.
Let's just be honest. I don't watch AEW, so then they're Brian Danielson, they're Big
He was
Breaker, and then
he was a
there's
babyface.
a bunch of other wrestler, and then at the end they're Jay Cargill.
Yeah, he was a white guy who was on the faces team.
But go
So,
ahead.
Vern did not draw well. He didn't get any characters. I hit him every turn. It was a quick game.
It says that the game a lot harder when you can't shrink each turn, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot
Huh?
harder when you
Huh?
think. Yeah,
When you can't be big shrink, huh? You no shrink.
Big shrank. No shrank.
I but then then Marcellus got Scott, but Scott just he like I'm just here. He like I just came out on fire, and then let me just hang out here. So Tevin, you played against Smallwood. Just make sure you pick the right one. So do you remember who Smallwood was playing on Thursday?
He was on Venom because I think he qualified Thursday.
Okay, he did.
Yep.
He did. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
played him in the first round. Yeah. So
He was on Venom. Same story. Healed his behind off. Now I think the thing that I did surprise him with is because I thought Kingpin was going to be big. I'm sorry, I thought the new Kingpin was going to be big there, so I had Gorgon.
uh,
So I had a fighting chance because we were able to shrink his Venom back to 6
right.
after he leveled, but he healed and was able to take the game.
Okay. So Jamar got Bert, Ryan with Diego. I guess the champ had left us at this point in this on this event day. He wasn't happy with his performance or what was going on, so he left us by this point because he's not on the list anymore. Hector got Aaron and Patrick over Casey. So now we're going to the final round. So here, Shamil with a win against the bite. That's always a good thing for Buckeye.
That's always a
Like I
good
said,
thing. Look at him.
as long as
Proud of that boy.
if you lose into the bye, you can't be part of Team Buckeye.
You can't be
Facts.
part of the game at all. Till your cards back.
But so Apex on Apex again. Vern again, Dawson. So we already said Jose was playing Mark Man. PJ, you want to speak on that because you said you had a tech against it, but I guess it wasn't there.
Well, it normally it worked fine, but unfortunately for Brian Danielson, the heels are evil, and
Uh,
Jose was living off of
uh
freezing Brian Danielson all
with
game.
Deathlock. Is Deathlock the one that
Yeah, Deathlock, and he had
the
Hobgoblin, Demogoblin,
yeah the
whichever.
demo goblin 3 drop.
Yeah, he had that, and then Singularity just sat in the back recycling all his
Okay,
characters here, and I got locked down.
okay. It happened to
But
the best of us. You get
it
pulled
ended up
over.
being
All right, well, let's move along. So Sale got Diego. Smallwood beat Hector. So Tevin, this was like a win and end type game for you. You think that most likely, right?
Yeah, if I won, I would have been in it because this loss made me 3-4.
Okay. So
yes, me.
He was on wrestlers.
because
He picked Fearless.
Casey made the end right on day one. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was on wrestlers. He played Sting his first 2 turns. Went and got the bat. Was swinging for 8. So he took 2 wounds early. Never recovered.
Okay. Okay. And then look like Ryan got Aaron and Patrick got Jamal. So let's look at the finish. Oh, here we go. So Patrick won. Smallwood 2. Ryan 3. Casey 4. Yeah, because you would been all the 4 and 3 got in. So you would have been
Yeah,
in with a win. Well,
we were right on
maybe,
the edge.
well, maybe because Casey would have been a 4. He might have put it. It would, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why do I care? Okay, you can see the rank. I've been going over every match. You can see where people. We can look at the bottom to see that you came in 10th, PJ in 12th. Did that make you feel any way going into the next day, or like it just was just a good day to play versus?
So like I said, I wasn't gonna play.
So
I was. It was.
I was gonna get
Oh,
to that. So yeah, so
oh, my
what?
bad.
So PJ, you were definitely playing day two. You knew you was playing day two coming here, right?
Yep.
Not unless you won day one. But Tevin, you said you because I know I talked to you earlier. You like I'm just wanting that I got other stuff I want to do. So what turned it around for you, Tevin? That got you back on Friday.
So I was happy with the way the deck performed, considering it was really Jamil's brainchild. So that I was let's say we could say that the plot twisters built the deck and it did okay. And I was standing around and ready to give it up. And I talked to Patrick, and Patrick's like, "Hey, are you gonna play tomorrow?" And I was like, "Ah, not really. I got all this other stuff playing." He's like, "Dude," he's like, "I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but like, you got to think about it. When do you get to play cards in person? When you get to play cards at this level? When do you get to be around this group of people and really have the fun that this game is trying to bring you?" And I was like, "You know what? You're right." So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and play on the next day. And I only brought one other deck with me, so it was very easy to make the choice on what I was going to play.
Uh,
Um,
so
but yeah,
running
Patrick, give me
bullseye
the
back
pet.
was running bullseye back wasn't an option, correct?
Absolutely not.
Okay. And then I know I cut you off, so go ahead and give Patrick his shout out. Yeah, I
No,
know.
yeah, but props to Patrick because he's the one that really helped me put it in perspective, and I answered on day 2 and had fun playing the game that I love. So
All right, so one point out we had that legendary event on Friday that Smallwood ended up taking. He's a versatile player. We gotta give him a shout out. He went on with a nice X23 statue. So
yeah, that trophy was dope.
congrats to that. So now we at day 2.
Yeah.
Are we making good time? I guess it doesn't matter. We make the
Yeah.
time. We make the time. No. Okay, yeah, about 40 minutes. We still moving along. Okay, so blah blah. Okay, I'm gonna try to get all the fun stuff out the way. Switch plus two, 17 players. Yeah. And then first round, we'll move a little faster. We won't go through each game because people can see the screen. Uh, So table 4, PJ against Jose. Go.
Yeah, so Jose was on the same Molecule Man deck as that I finished off on Thursday. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the same. Like once I saw it in action. Unfortunately for Jose, death is neither good nor evil, so his freezing tactics didn't work as well. We got to turn 5. He was behind. He animated his deck. Um, so the first thing I did was played Simon Trask, flipped the Earth, got rid of his deck, and then I played Super Giant with my other 4 resources. Got rid of his hand, and he's like, "Yeah, I got a scoop," and he rage quit that one. So that's tough to come back from.
I don't know if it's a rage quit unless the table is flipped.
Yeah, well, yeah, he scooped.
Uh,
So
I don't
maybe
remember no
that,
table. I know a table fell at some point. I didn't even get to see
that
that.
was
Oh yeah, that was on me.
Okay.
That
Uh,
under the table fell on me.
that was right next to us. So
so
maybe
I,
there's
I,
something.
I was hoping to see a table flip, but table fall would have been entertaining by then. Even if it was on you, Tevin, it's still entertaining for me. Uh, okay, but going to your game, so you Buckeye on Buckeye, you get Chris who just came for the this day. So
I did.
so he was
So
on.
he was on Deacon Frost,
Okay,
and it's unfortunate for him. I played Death. He got the greens early, but he just didn't figure out his sequencing. So I didn't put a dagger guy on purpose because I didn't want him to steal the supporting character too early. And he kept playing his characters and stunning my supporting characters before he could take them.
okay.
Even though it's 2 build actions. So we were able to grow and keep Deacon from leveling and win the game.
So you were able to go, put the money on the nightstand, like I'm going
That's
in.
right.
I'm going in, coach. Ah, all right. Round 2. Uh, so the farther back table this time would have been PJ at table 3. You play against Caleb. Sound familiar? But go ahead with this game if you remember this particular game.
Yeah, this game, I went first. I got the lock on with Cloak and Dagger, and he couldn't play his characters, and Venom was just a nice target to hit in the front. Hit him every time, and I think he ended up scooping 2 before I
Okay.
got to finish off
So
Venom.
so
So
so yeah. So when I really built this deck, because I said both of your deck, I think, were concept off my original idea. And my
correct, yeah,
idea was like, let's see, let's lock people out early, and then they just gonna raise quit. That was
yeah,
actually the theme of the deck. And Archie also throwing. He said you could play the table card and flip it. I don't want to flip that little card table. I want the actual upper deck. I want to see the curtain coming off the table. I don't want to see the card that said table being flipped. So we moving over to you, Tevin. You playing that was Caleb's brother, right, Ethan?
Yeah, that was his brother, I
Okay,
believe.
okay. So
Yeah, he was on Venom. And I had a couple more flyers in my deck than I think PJ did. And what happened was I also had Gorgon because I thought again that the new Kingpin was going to be prevalent there, and I wanted to make sure we had a way of getting the counters off. So I was able to play a Gorgon and keep him protected with flyers in the front, and then I played a Taskmaster as well. And we ended up going to time, and he ran out of heals.
okay.
His Venom was a 66. He got 60 counters on him, but with Gorgon, it didn't matter. Um, and we were able to pull the win out because we only had 1 wound and we got a couple more on him, and he didn't get the heals.
All right, moving right along. PJ, why you don't have a picture up here? Let me ask that question.
I don't know. I just made my account that day.
Well,
So
it look like these people did their Discord picture, if I'm not wrong. Correct?
yeah, maybe
Yeah, I think you can link your Discord to it and then it'll pull it over.
Okay.
So
yeah, I'm just a faceless ghost.
Yeah. All right. So table 2. You playing mixed, Tevin? Who was mixed on? Well,
Mitch was on Sinister Six. We had a very good rotation of running through the Sinister Six, and then he got the Sandman and played Ash and was able to just lock me out until he could get the wounds he needed to win the game.
okay. And you have Vern.
Yeah. So this was a quick game. Vern went first. And
Who was he playing for the MC? Give the
oh,
MC.
Sinister Six.
Okay.
Sinister Six. Um, so it was a quick game. There's actually a deck check that took longer next to us than our whole game did this round. Um, so that's good. But this is the downside of death. So he went first. He got his characters out. I didn't get my defense. Turn 3, he hit death. Dead.
So let me ask you a question real quick about this Death Deck, PJ, because I know you tried it with what the dude's name, the one drop X Men
Cypher.
Cipher.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you started with it, and I talked you off of him.
Yeah.
Do you think that
It,
was still the right decision, or you think Cipher may have made?
I think so because taking out the yellows allowed me to do the stuff with the earth, which is what death needs. Honestly,
Okay,
that's what it took is the negative zones and the Simon Trasks.
okay.
The
So
earth.
yeah, because I had Ralph Edwards asking me about that. He's like, they're not playing Cipher. I'm like, you don't need Cipher. I mean, yeah, you run into your bad games here and there,
Yeah.
but they far in between. I mean, there were
Mm,
three death decks being ran, and what made on you the only one who got ran over like that, like in like 2 or 3 turns.
yeah. And that was just the versus gods getting back at me for Vern not having anything on the first day, so I got
Okay,
nothing on the second day.
okay. Moving along. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this make one easy. So who want to take the lead here?
I'll do it.
Okay,
I only won because I have dinosaur. So essentially, what happened was I played a dinosaur. I got one counter on my death, and that was bigger than his death. And then I had Gorgon. So no matter what, we were always even. And then I kept his echo out of the way, and that's why I
so
won that game.
so what did we learn? Size matter. So so who went first this game?
Tevin.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so Tevin went first. Yeah, dinosaur I thought was a big part of the deck. You know, obviously that one. Obviously, like I said, I didn't test. Well, I'd probably test more than Tevin did, but I didn't think about it as much as either one of y'all going into the event. I just built it because I wanted to play Dev. But yeah, I think dinosaur was a big part. But yeah, I can see that counter being a huge difference because you didn't have no way to put counters on Dev, did you, PJ, in your deck? I mean,
No, well, I could
Paul,
power up with
Paul,
Paul.
yeah,
So,
Call was the
yeah,
only, yeah. So, and but
Yeah,
but
but I
Tevin,
did too.
Tevin
And
had
then the Gorgon kept any of his counters from mattering
right,
anyway. So
and then like I said, you got Dinosaur and Chimichanga with your two.
right.
Okay, all right. Well, that's a quick round. Let's move along. We're at round 5 already. There's 2 more rounds left. Okay, so table 4, you got Dawson with the new kingpin, the other kingpin. PJ still there? Am I
oh
still
yeah.
here? I'm about to say,
Uh,
am I still here? Oh, go
I
ahead.
was I was thinking yeah. So Dawson's Kingpin deck was pretty good. He tested a lot, I know. But unfortunately for him, Death was just bigger than all of his characters.
Size matters.
Size matters. So even though he had all these characters that were pretty big, Death just stayed ahead of him, and I had ways of putting his characters in the KO pile real easily with Shocker or Electro, not
Yeah,
Shocker.
yeah, Electro. Yeah,
So
like I said, yeah, that was tech. I think we thought about because of the other kingpin.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Simon Trask and Electro were doing work without a combat stuns, and Kingpin was sad.
Oh, is it the fat? Is the newer kingpin is the fat one? The OG one, the more slimmer kingpin, right? So
Yeah,
so
he's the angry one in the rain.
yeah, so he was a little more fat, but I guess the rain, camera
Yeah.
angles and stuff, he looked a lot. Where the other one a little more similar.
You said it's all about them angles.
Uh, John said the new Kingpin is dope though. Like I said, so John giving him pop. So I guess we could go fat, skinny one. or is that,
Slim thick.
or am I gonna get canceled for that? I mean, I'm a big man
Hey,
myself, so I guess if it's a fat person, like I'll call another person fat. I mean, Tevin, you may not be able to say nothing. You lost a little weight, so you may not be able to say fat. But I think me and
hey, I used
PJ.
to I used to be perfectly plump, so
Okay,
I still got some say in the
okay,
matter. Come on.
okay. Just want to make sure I don't want to get nobody canceled here. Okay, all right, but let's go ahead to the table one. You at table one, that's always a good spot to be at.
It is. I
And
was feeling good, but another Sinister Six matchup, and I think the definitive play in this game was I mind gamed myself to try and get the Earth for the negative zone or to get a Spider-Man to try an event because I needed it to be able to survive, and I didn't get it. Um, and ended up losing to Vern. We ran out of time.
Uh-oh. John Phillips is like slim and thick. Okay, slim and
Mm,
thick. I guess slim and thick is better than skinny and fat, right?
yeah, that
Okay.
definitely is better.
I guess we use our wife for example. Can you call your wife fat or thick?
I don't think you could do either one.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I mean
either one will
thick.
get you.
Survive that.
What about skinny or slim? Can you call your wife that?
My wife will accept both of those terms. Yes.
Okay.
My wife
we
only accepts beautiful and pretty, and that's all I'm allowed to say.
Okay, just off versus topic. So we'll go slim and thick. We'll work with slim and thick. Yeah. Well, if I don't mess it up again. But moving right along. So we in the final round, right? So at this point, y'all confident y'all should make top cup, correct? Well, I get. Do y'all remember your records at this point going to the final
Yeah,
round?
I was 3-2 coming into the final round, so
Okay.
I thought I had to win in order to make it.
Okay. And what about you, PJ?
Same. I was 3-2 as well,
Okay.
and Mitch and I were on the bubble. It was another bubble game,
Okay. All
but
right. Well, here. Said Archie said if you're smart you don't call them any of that. That's probably the correct answer to that. But luckily my wife don't listen to my YouTube channels. And no, this is why I could get all my grievances out about her. But no, I'm just playing. Okay, go ahead, PJ.
Watch, you gonna have a mysterious link drop in her email. You keep it up. Dave has retired from judging in versus.
yeah. So I never really want to play Mitch. Mitch is a killer on that, so I was not looking forward to this. And then I saw he was Sinister Six, and Vern had scarred me on Sinister Six for the day.
Mm.
But I don't know.
Where did he touch you at? Oh, but go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, that was the worst game I had all weekend. So
So how you
um,
turn around against Miss? This is a I'm interested.
yeah, I think the major thing was is I got my defense cooking early.
Okay.
Um, I got my multiple men's. I got my shadow cats. I was able to stall out the game. Um, I got the Simon Trask to deal with the pesky Sandman that I knew he was doing the Ash thing with.
Okay.
Or no, it was a negative zone, not Simon Trask.
Okay.
But yeah, negative zones were huge against Mitch, and it was close. He stalled it out, got to Storm. I was on like 6 or 7 wounds when he had Storm out. But eventually she stopped ruining my formation, and um, we got past that and cleared it. His 6 and 8 wounds is better than 6. Is
Yeah.
really what happened in that game.
That's how numbers work.
Yep.
All right. Tevin, you got Caleb. What we know is a Venom mess. Go ahead.
Yep, same story. Caleb was able to heal up and keep himself from losing the game. We were able to get our Gorgons down, try to do some work, but he had some good tech against that and was able to get his counters back and things like that. But he got the heals at the right time, and we ended up losing.
All right. So a couple questions. Do y'all remember how often y'all won going first or second, or did y'all pay much attention, or did it seem like going first was always beneficial, or?
Yeah,
It was beneficial to me. Yeah.
I going first worked a lot, but against those Venoms, like against Caleb, he went second on purpose to get the
Okay.
extra card.
Right.
And I believe Smallwood did as well.
Right.
At least here. So those two didn't work out for me,
So
but
yeah, you got 3 wins, Tevin, and then like I said, Jose made in with 3, and Dawson, Ethan, and all Diego all missed it. But I think you coming from the top, Tevin, what made it.
yeah, for sure.
Because I think tiebreaker 1 is number of win your opponent had, and I think that what puts you above them. I think this is the number of wins your opponent had for the first tiebreaker. So because you
Okay.
played against Caleb, you played against PJ, Mitch, Vern, right? Them your well, it's right there on the thing in front of
Let me
me.
see
I can read
it.
names right there. I can read. I promise you, I can. No, but yeah, so yeah, I can see where you fell in the both of y'all fell in the bubble. So yeah, so let me give you a quick judge perspective. So the great thing about y'all making top cut with Def and me kind of originally coming up with a deck, it makes judging so easy when I watch your games. I don't know how many times y'all noticed I had to keep track of how many draws people was missing,
Yeah,
but
Yeah, for sure.
that's the hardest
Well,
part.
glad you were there though, because there's definitely, I want everybody to have all the cards they should, and then
right,
sometimes the negatives will be doubled because it echoes out, and
right,
you would always come by and say, "What side is echo on?" before
right.
making plays. So,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, I'm like I said. So when I normally judge in Ohio, I usually sit behind, become the head judge at Ohio, or like Dale or some of these other regions. I usually sit behind and wait till I get called over. But usually at this, since I'm assistant judge or secondary, I don't know, minion judge, I don't know what term they use for it. But I gotta constantly walk around, so I'm looking at games and I'm jumping in like, okay, this don't seem right, but it'd be something else on the side, like, oh, this person here, that's why, oh, okay, sorry, but yeah, it's a little tougher, but I just want to give my judge perspective. People don't get to hear that. I mean, judge life matters too, right?
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
You
absolutely.
couldn't
So
have the vents without you.
so I don't think we oh yeah, okay, so now we okay, so let's talk about Saturday. So what with any prep thoughts, anything, because y'all knew who y'all were playing against in the next round before this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going against Daredevil round one, which I was not excited for that matchup, but I'm like, at least I get to go first. So I
Okay.
feel like that's huge. Is just having the higher seed most of the day was allowed me to go first.
Okay.
Um, and Death loves that. So I mean, we'll talk about the game with Aaron. It was a little unfortunate.
Okay, so yeah, I'm bringing up the brackets now. So and what about you, Tevin? What were your thoughts on Saturday? Were there any preparations, pre-game
So,
day thought about? Were you just there doing Gen Con stuff?
well, I did Gen Con stuff for the whole rest of it. So, like Saturday, I did like D and all the rest of that stuff. But when was thinking about, I like counted out my and sorted my deck. I was thinking about how I need to get like it's a Venom matchup, and the Venom matchups I lose is because he healed and I ran out of time, or healed enough to be able to. It really was healing, ran out of time. So I was thinking about the cards that I needed and like the attack sequences I have to set up to make sure that I could take advantage of catching him without heals.
And don't forget to mention Neopets. You did get some Neopets, so
Neo pets, that's right. That's right. I would think we was up to like 2:30 in the morning on
no,
on
you was up
Saturday.
to
Well,
2:30.
going into yeah, true, true,
We
true.
was up to we were up to like no, I think that was yeah Friday night we was up late.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, Saturday night I wouldn't play that game because I knew I was judging. I know watching games and being tired is not a good combination.
yeah, that's true. Yep, I went to
Um,
bed early on Saturday.
yeah, but yeah, no, the fact that no Friday when we played the Neo Pass and some other stuff. But yeah, okay, so top cut. So yeah, so let's just get to y'all games. Yeah, so blah blah. So y'all both on the second half. So you were the lower seat, Tevin. So starting with you. So you had Smallwood. And these were 80 or 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
90-minute rounds. So best of three.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
so
Um,
game one, Smallwood had the option.
and he chose to go second so that he got the draw
Okay.
from Death. Super tough game. I was able to continue to try and stabilize by dropping the calls. I got Echo out for the double negs, daggers out. Got a dagger out early, and he kept anytime he played, he would put all of his counters negatives on dagger. And I was playing my game. I'm like, all right, dagger's big. She's helping me, but he kept healing, kept healing, healing. And eventually, what he did was he played a Jean Grey and took my dagger. My dagger was at like 70. She had like 70 counters on her. And I was like, oh, game's over. Because basically, he just took, the thing that was helping me out the most. So I lost game one. Now, the unfortunate thing was one of my sleeves split in game one, and I didn't have an extra one. So I went and bought another pack of sleeves, and I had to re-sleeve in between the games. So trying to be respectful, obviously, because these are time rounds, going back into the second game, I tried to play as fast as I possibly could. So, second game, I got Gorgon out, kept Gorgon protecting, and was able to catch him with the negative zone and attacking. where he wasn't able to heal in fast enough time. Got to game three. We did get a 5 minute game extension, but I do believe we finished well before time was going to be called. And it came down to the same thing. We were going back and forth, a lot of strategic play, but I was able to get wound acceleration with the negative zones, and then get my actually played two characters to put negatives on his people that were being protected, that were protecting Venom, and then swung in with death to win that game. So it was a very very tight game. A lot of strategies. The Shadow Cats helped with the defense, and I think Gorgon was the thing that really helped because it was turning off all the negatives. But the play that I made that helped me solidify it is I remember the Jean Grey play, and before we got to 8, I suicided my dagger so that he couldn't steal it. Because that's what I was most concerned about, him stealing one of my big characters, and it put me in the same situation that made me lose game one.
Okay, so I mean, being smart was always an accomplishment. I mean, there are not many people could say that in Top Cut.
Hmm.
Y'all in the elite group, a handful of people, but let's head over to PJ. You had the Daredevil. We don't have to say which one. Yeah.
Yeah. So game one, I went first. I got the lock on with Cloak and Dagger. Got ahead, got bigger than Daredevil. Um, and it went smoothly, like most of the games I went first did. And so we went to game two. He got the choice to go first this time, so I knew it was going to be a little tougher. Um, so he did get ahead of my death. He probably should have had game two, but I was checking characters in the KO pile like Death does, and I'm like, wait, there's two Iron Fists in your KO pile? I don't remember killing two. I had only killed one. I'm like, did you power him up, or like what happened? Do we count this character? And he's like, I don't know. Let's call the judge. And I guess that Iron Fist had come from his invention pile, so he actually presented an illegal deck, and unfortunately, that they had to rule it that he presented an illegal deck, and that it was an automatic game loss.
I mean, I hate giving those game losses, but that's like one of them cutting drive rules. Like, you do this, you get this.
Yeah, so it was a fast round one, and I felt super bad. I offered to play it out, but I think he was a little bit downtrodden that
Yeah.
his day ended that way, and I get it. You never want your day to end that way, especially since he fought so hard on Thursday. And Daredevil's a really good deck, so we would have gone to game three. Who knows what happens? But
All
yeah,
right. So now, getting ready to get to Talladega Nights, huh?
Yes,
yeah,
shake and bacon time.
so so you had the priority. So obviously PJ going first, right? Obvious. So
I was
first game. Who, so so who wants to discuss the first game?
I'll let PJ do it because he won it.
All right. Spoiler alert.
on.
Spoiler alert.
I had, I was able to watch Tevin's last round against Smallwood, and he was getting rushed, and I felt like this one was going to be very interesting because we had not tested the mirror at all, um, and that's probably for good reason because death mirrors are trash. I don't ever want to play another death mirror. I don't know if Tevin agrees with that or not.
No, I definitely agree. It was hot trash because it was just
It,
lots and lots of math.
going first is a huge advantage. I think is this the game I got the dagger to shoot you a bunch of times in the back? I don't know.
Yeah.
I got dagger out and then echo, and then I was able to get ahead and stay ahead. He missed his some of his stuff that was really good against me, like the dinosaurs and the negative zones and all that fun stuff. So I think Death
Yep.
going first just took that first one for me.
So let's move on to game two.
So game two, I went first, and I was able to use I got the dinosaurs, I got the Gorgon. He had Simon Trash, so that was a problem, and he also had Electro. So Electro was the piece that I was missing because he was able to clear like my daggers, my multiple man, all of them at the same time with the blue. Um, but I think we ended up the Gorgon was like continuing to nullify things, and I tried to play more aggressive because I knew I needed us to be on the negative so I could actually play Echo instead of us drawing our whole deck. But I don't think we got to the negatives. So at one point, we literally, I think, had two Echoes copying Death's good side and both Deaths up. So we were drawing 6 cards per turn, um, which helps you get into the things that you want. But I was super gianting him to try and see, like, I want you, like, I think there was one turn I invented 4 inventions in one turn because I just had a Spider-Man, and then he super gianted me. So I was like, yep, never doing that again because he got rid of my weapon, um, my gadget, a whole bunch of stuff that I was going to use. But I was able to get the wounds on him in the game, and we went to game 3.
I think that was the Chimichanga game too.
Oh
The
yeah,
two
yep,
Chimichangas on Death. I'm like, oh well, I got nothing for that. So we're going
yeah,
game 3.
And then
yep.
game three.
um, I won. I don't remember how. I think I
Yeah,
did.
you know what it was? This is the only play that I remember. I swung, I put some negative counters on his Echo. I swung into his Echo with my Echo. He shadow catted it. Then I don't know why my Death was in the front, and I swung into Death with Echo, and she only had 4 negatives, so her attack was still one higher than my Death.
Yeah, I don't know why you
And
did that.
I don't know why I did that. So then you stunned me, and that was like the extra room where I ran out of time, and you were able to negative zone me to win. But I do remember the one big brain play I had because I had to find a way to get rid of your Echo on
Mhm.
that turn, and I went in with Dinosaur and then gadgeted my Echo into the combat
Yeah,
to
I brought that later against John Phillips. That
Yeah.
was a great play.
yeah, because that was the only way I was gonna be able to do it, based off of how we were formed and not giving up another body. But you got a good start on that one, and I couldn't recover. But you made some real great plays, and the slingshot continues.
All right. So but Tevin, every time you're in top cup, you always get one game, right? You never got swept in
Yeah,
top cut.
yeah, I've never been swept out.
Well,
So like even when I played Earl,
I think
yeah, I had one game.
did you get one game against Patrick and Delaware? I think that may be the only.
Yeah, I won game 2
Okay.
against Patrick, and
Okay.
then in
So
game 3 he had the Matt Hardy, and that
okay.
was the yeah
Okay,
that
so
won him the
so
game.
yeah, you always get one. So man, they always keep you up there like just beat me bad if you're gonna beat me. Don't
Yeah. Hey, it's what keeps me coming back,
right?
right? I
Yeah,
always got a
right,
shot.
right,
So.
right. They want to give you false hope.
Right.
PJ probably over there. He not saying that out loud. Like I could beat him in 2 rounds. I just
Tevin's good. There was a long time I could not beat Tevin, no matter what I did, and we came in around the same time,
Okay.
and I was always a little jealous.
So we have a question in the chat. They want to know what the difference between the two death decks.
Oh, so in my death deck, I had Hulklings. I had 2 Hulklings instead of this. Well, I'll let you tell your deck, PJ. But I had 2 Hulklings, and that was different. I had 2 Taskmasters. I had 4 Gorgons. And I had 4 Dinosaurs.
And
Um,
Chimichanga.
yep, and the Chimichanga,
Okay,
and
Yeah,
so
everything else the same.
Tevin definitely cooked your death deck a little bit more than I did. David put it in the oven. I kind of just took it out, sprinkled some salt on it, and
so
served it.
I don't want to be racist, but he just used more seasoning than you did. Is that a bad way of putting it?
He definitely seasoned it way more than I did.
Louisiana friend. No.
Okay, so
I
so
think
so what?
that's very good.
So to the best you know, what card was different in your deck that Tevin didn't run?
I think the only thing I had was Simon Trask that he didn't have, and I guess he didn't have Electro.
Right, and
Um,
he didn't have schools neither.
he didn't
Nope.
have schools, and I don't think he had. Did you have multiple man?
Yeah.
I did have the multiple men. Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't
Mhm.
remember.
Oh yeah, that was the
Uh,
main. That was one of the biggest piece of it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay,
of it. So yeah, I guess just the Simon Trask and the schools.
okay,
The Simon Trask was made. That was such a big brain inclusion
right.
because it
No,
ended up being so useful. Yeah.
yeah, because
Yeah,
like I said, because my original build, like I said, I was on like green and what color one? Green and something else for like I had a Thor build. Then eventually we got to like I said we got to the blue and earth. Me and Tevin talked about that. We got to the blue and earth because we thought the Soul Gem was legal at one point.
Yeah.
For some crazy reason. So then we had in between that. Then I think that when I stopped, modifying the deck,
Right.
and then that when like say you all took it from there. But yeah, most of it was similar. I think the only thing I had in my was there anything in my deck that was I don't remember. It's been so long. But either way, yeah. So I guess let's finish this up strong. So then you get Caleb, right? Is that who you got next, PJ?
Yeah, that those games were freaking grind. Um, Venom can heal really good.
No way.
Um, yeah, and he was recycling his heals with Iron Man. I mean, I think he was making some mistakes just because I had
So
already beat him earlier that day,
so
and
yeah,
Death puts
so
pressure on me
yeah,
for sure.
this is what I also this was one of the games I was watching. I think Caleb haven't played really much versus like leading up to this. He made did a little test beforehand, but I know one of the mistake is he played the new Captain America and he paid the red while he had Dag out on the field.
Yeah, I did not expect him to do that. I'm like, all right, he's putting Captain America down, but
Right?
he's not going
Yeah,
to pay his
yeah.
debt.
He was like 3, 2, 1. I'm like, okay, PJ, that's 3 positive, 2 positive, and 1 positive. And then
And I knew too. I was ready for it. I'm
and
like, don't
the
play
the
that red.
the other big mistake he made is he played Jean Grey and took your hammer dagger. He went
And then
into
I took.
death. You played Shadowcat, and then he had another attack, and he attacked Super Giant over Shadowcat.
Yep,
So then at the end of the turn, Dagger Shift and Loyalty brought her right back to your side.
yep.
So Archie
And
said he actually played against you, PJ, after you posted.
oh, I don't. Maybe we did.
He said I played PJ. I played PJ's deck after he posted. Oh no, he played your
Oh
deck.
yeah.
Okay, you
I,
posted your deck. Oh yeah, you posted your deck. That right. Yeah, he said
hmm
okay. So he played your deck after you posted. He said yeah. Chef Kiss said even the Simon Tag had 2 defense that will do some damage if he yeah. So I mean yeah, that Simon Tag like I said that was both of y'all had things that I wish I would have thought of when I was messing around with it, but that Simon Tag was a big one, just like that Gorgon was big.
yeah.
Um,
I tried to fit Gorgon in. I just didn't know what to take out.
right. So, do you want to say anything else about the Caleb game? Grind, healing,
Yeah, it was a grind.
size still matters.
Yep, size still matters. Death was constantly bigger than Venom, um, which is tough for Venom because he's
Right,
like, even though he's like a 30, he's
right,
dealing with Echo and Death who are like 40s, and it's like you got a team attack in, and you're gonna trade, and it's just tough. 8 wounds is still pretty good, even though Venom healed. That's what it took so long. Is Venom healed
right,
probably 20,000 times.
right. But
Um,
that what he
so it
does.
was. Caleb's a good player.
Oh yeah. So let's move along to the finals. I guess since we've been calling him the champ the whole time, I guess that kind of give away how this goes. But let's talk
Yeah.
about it. So
So,
game one,
yeah,
PJ.
I sat down. I checked his deck list. I was checking through. I'm like, okay, this is a normal Kingpin deck. He's going up to the Beyonder. Let's hope that never comes out. And then I saw Cosmo, and I'm like, oh shit. Cosmo's the one card I did not want to see. Um, so John Phillips was ready for death. Um,
So
I
do you remember the game breakdown, like how each game went? Whether it's got
I
give
mean,
it.
I remember the basics of it.
I
Um,
I know the one game you made a terrible misplay. Was that the
I
first
think
game?
that was the second game.
A second
No,
game.
that was the
Okay.
first game. No, it was the first game because
Okay.
that was coming off of the game against Caleb.
Right. Because you
Um,
like I said, so turn two, he drew his 3 cards. I think it was 3 cards at that point. You drew three, and then you
yep.
played your dagger. Like yeah,
Yeah, I
you
mean, he's
and
the
so
reason.
and I had called like yeah, you don't have enough resources to play dagger, and you are always in your form. I mean your
Yeah.
recruit steps. So obviously you knew that too. There was
No,
nothing.
there's no. I mean, it's a dumb mistake, and I'm like,
Right.
well, that's probably gonna cost me game one
Right.
against John.
Because
And make
both games you lost. Did you go 2-0 or you went 2-1 against John? I don't remember that.
2-2. He got the Beyonder out
Okay,
both
right.
games.
So my only thought what I would have asked you what you done. Did you ever think about mind gaming yourself to get that earth because you're always one short of the fatal
Yeah,
wound.
both games I got him to 5 and 4 and 5
Well, 5 and 6,
wounds.
yeah, five,
Yeah,
4 and 5, yeah,
five,
4 and 5, yeah. But
and I was looking for the Earth. I mean,
but
I
but you
kept mind
kept
games in him.
yeah, but you
Yeah,
kept mind gaming him. I thought about if you mind games yourself.
yeah. I thought about it. I'm like, I gotta. I feel like I gotta get rid of the stuff that pulls out the stuff from the KO pile. Hopefully,
And the other thing I know because obviously it's just I had to sit and watch the final fully. Did you
yeah.
ever look through it? Were you keeping track of what was going to his KO pile? Because I never seen you pick it up, but you put a lot of his cars.
No, I was trying to keep an eye on it, but I'm like, let's just hope that's something that I wanted to hit.
Okay.
But I knew there was one way out of the games, and it was getting the Earth. Um, I did miss a lost draw once that might have helped, but I mean, yeah, it was a tough day. I had a chance. He stalled it with out of time, and I was just trying to find that negative zone Earth, and they just weren't showing up.
Okay. Well, so yeah, we have the new champ, the slim, the slim kingpin. And like I said, John, I think been working for that for a few years now.
Yeah.
A few years. So congratulations again to John Phillips on the win.
Yep. Congrats. It was
Yeah,
he.
so
Yeah.
John
he
Phillips fine John Phillips was saying the same thing. He's like the self on mind games or game two would have been the line. He was thinking the same thing as well.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I'm like, I feel like I just need to get stuff in his
Uh,
KO pile. I think
be-
that played right into my hands.
I guess the way I would look at it, like because if you see the Earth, you win game
Yeah,
two. If you mind game yourself and you pull that Earth and can survive that turn, you win.
yeah,
So that's the only thing. But yeah, again, like I said, congrats. I mean, but John Phillips, like I said, he know his lines. They're not called
yeah.
a big three for nothing. You don't hear nobody disputing that. I never seen nobody walk up to him like you ain't no big three.
No, and I love to make mistakes in big games and
Right.
just overcome them somehow. But I mean, against John Phillips, you can't make mistakes.
Right, yeah, that's the big thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So congrats again. And like I said, people who doing podcasts, I mean, and stuff, especially I'm not gonna say Apex. That would be rude for me to say them by name. But there's this link that you could go to. Like I said, you click. I'm gonna show you how to do it. You click on the game. You go to versus 2PCC, and then you click on this time frame. You go to past, and it brings up all the previous tournaments. And then you could click on it and see the breakdown. Like we can even go back to the Ohio Regional just to see matchup. And then you go to rounds and results, and then you could click on each round. It's a great thing. You should use it so you could if you're doing a podcast, you can see who you playing and when. And I don't know if y'all checked this out. Have you seen this before, PJ? This site?
no, I have not.
Yeah, like I said, so they got a Neopet deck. Now they do this for versus. So like you could click on cars and they have all the Neopets cards on here. You could build decks and then submit them and look at other people's decks. And this is all upper deck site. It said upper deck right at the top of the screen. I mean, if they bring this to
Yeah,
versus, they have nothing for legendary. So like I said, legendary, we are pounding this small boat while the Neopets in this cruise ship.
yeah,
But it's still. I mean, Neopet's a good game. I got 12 boxes here. Well, I had 12 boxes. Now they all open, and me and the wife been playing it. Good game, fun time. John feels it that kind of well, but yeah. But I mean, this is. I didn't even know this site. See, I think I asked. Oh yeah, I found it because I was going through the Neopet thread because I was gonna build a deck with the wife, and now you can see somebody deck, and I went here like this is an upper deck site. So if they get something like this for verse, that would be awesome. I would
that would be.
love to see that.
Yeah, that
Um,
would definitely.
but yeah, so let's go around the table.
Hey, that dude Fredo's inbox about to be on fire. The new community.
But so Tevin, any final words, shout outs, anything you want to pimp, play, plug?
I'll say, I mean, Gen Con was a lot of fun as always, and it's always because of the community. Glad to see some success with the decks. Cool to see like Jamil's idea have a little bit of weight to it. But man, I'm gonna keep coming until this ain't a thing no more. Pause again. But it was lots of fun. Loved the community. It's always epic going up against Smallwood. So we were able to edge out the win this time, but you know, I'll see you at the next one.
All right. Yeah, I see. Archer here is there. You could just transport import over the Versus database. Like I said, I'm not going into that. I'm just showing you what's out there in the world. And if y'all seen all these tables that's behind the screen, that when we used to be in the Washburn table at Gen Con, we used to have like a separate room for just Versus.
Oh,
Back like before COVID, like a year or two before COVID. But getting us on the floor, we get a little more attention out there because
I was gonna say, what is that versus heaven? Like, what's that? Look at
so
those tables.
so
They ain't
so
falling on nobody.
yeah.
so if you remember like actually when you walk down the hall like from where you were staying at Tevin, if you walk down, the one room had like the
Yeah.
arcade room in it. That
Oh,
was
so it
what.
was a side room like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Except all the yeah, we had like that was all the yes. But like I said, obviously you don't get any foot traffic from not many people will go in them rooms. That wasn't part of the event, so that's why they kind of moved to the floor. Um, but yeah, PJ Pimp Plug play. What you got for us?
Uh, Gen Con was fun. Congratulations, John. It was good to see everyone. Hopefully, this proves that Ohio wasn't a fluke. I know some people were like, "Oh, you're here to prove Ohio's not a fluke." I'm like, it probably was a fluke, but yeah. So shout out to the Buckeyes. We got some great minds. We'll have to get Chris in the lab a little bit. We'll get Chris in
We
the
we
lab.
we, we need more than a laugh for Chris. We're gonna need an intervention. I
We'll
mean,
get Chris in
Chris,
the
I'm not
lab.
saying Chris in a bad way, but he's a stubborn man. We're gonna need to talk to him. Like, look, the deck decisions you made, we could work with you. Just work with us. Got to give or take, give or take. I don't know
Yeah,
if you seen that episode of South Park when Stan was hoarding that stuff in his locker.
yeah,
It's kind of like that. Like, okay, we gonna let you take out. What about this sandwich with all the maggots on it? We could throw this away, right? No, 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 no. I might eat that later. Like, but yeah, one last thing before I get my plug, I wanna because y'all both talking about going to Florida. I know the incursion list not out, so let's talk about y'all thought about any decks or anything yet? If it y'all still winding down from Gen Con, anything you want to say publicly? Why I'm gonna pretend like we got thousands and thousands of people, but for the 20 of us, y'all got anything y'all want to throw out?
I'm still winding down, but I do think it's gonna be important to see if that Defenders in New York actually is gonna come out before or after, and if
Okay,
it'll be legal. So
okay.
I don't know if the
yeah.
organizers could start thinking about that, because if they just determine now that it won't be legal, then we can start building and figuring out what it's gonna be.
All right, so you won't get a good like time frame, like if it's
Right,
like if it's not released by let's just say the 31st, then it's not legal, or
right, right.
right. So yeah, that would probably be in the encouragement list too is an important part of this equation. But let's just pretend we're not worried about the news set. So you're not even thinking about it all until you get the. You don't want to get a good idea and then something just breaks it, huh?
Right.
All right,
I,
PJ, your thought? Yeah.
Yeah, Roland suggested I wait to actually see the incursion list because I was kicking around some ideas on Monday and Tuesday. I'm like, oh yeah, time to get ready for Florida, and I'm sending decks to the Buckeyes and ideas because we do have a great collective of minds, and I think that's really what
Yeah,
I think Buckeyes just the best.
yeah. John Phillips said the band will be interesting, so we'll see. How heavy-handed they get with the band. I think that's a bad way
Yeah, so
putting it and stuff. But yeah, but no, but both of y'all had. I mean, like I say, how when did you start playing Tevin versus 2021 maybe?
It was 2 years ago in April, so
Okay,
2022.
okay. And how long you been playing, PJ?
probably around the same time. I think Civil War was like the first set I was around for.
So that would have been the same time, right, Tevin, for you?
Yeah, I had found a
No,
core box for 20
you
bucks
you came. I
on
think you
eBay.
came out before Civil War a little bit because I think Jamil came out around. No, Jamil was close to the House of X.
Yeah, he was close to the House of X, because
Yeah,
I was in the build phase Discord and didn't realize that's what it was
right,
named after, and I just
right,
asked like, "How do you play this game?"
right.
And
So yeah, because I mean, you definitely PJ. You came along. I mean, me and Tevin were talking about because Tevin drove back with me to my house after Gen Con, but we talking about some of the mistakes and some of the stuff he used to do. Like Tevin, like I was waiting for old PJ to show up. He didn't show up.
Hopefully he's gone. I
Right,
mean Earl
right,
said it. I mean,
Eh,
last year I had like
so
the most
so
ranked versus
so
games. So
you know I have to
Yeah.
ask. I may get canceled for this, PJ. Was the old one slim PJ or was that thick PJ?
that was probably slim, PJ.
Okay.
I think the extra thickness really brought out the best.
Luther, is that Luther Vandross?
Yeah.
That's right.
Skinny Luther. He don't seem like thick big Luther.
Yeah, he don't got the pipes. He ain't got the same pipes.
That's
All
right.
right, we could probably go on and talk, and people would probably continue to listen to us. But I'm gonna do my pimp play plug, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this up. So like I said, we got Buckeye UD League play. So like I said, when you buy your stuff online, you could send me the receipt, so a proof of purchase. There's a few other things, and you can play like I said a game a month. We'll get promos sent out to you. Buckeye format draft play will be coming back in October with the next format. We're gonna have a yearly event. Like I said, no matter what happened to Versus, if it plays for 1 year, if it plays for another 10 years, Buckeye will be there. We will still keep going. Even like I said, the game wasn't to make it another year or so. We will still keep running events, and we will make up our own format. So we're gonna be here. We'll be around. We should take breaks around 10 time. Everybody need breaks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The
Right.
UD tournament is so fun anyway.
Yeah.
I think our formats are better than the UDE formats anyway. So
I can't say that out loud. But yeah, so like I said,
He said he's on payroll. He can't say that. He can't say it.
I haven't got paid yet for this event, so let me wait till I get paid. Then I may get a little beat on my chest a little bit. But right now just sitting back waiting. So yeah, another great GenCon. Thanks for being here, Tevon and PJ. It sounds like we're gonna try to get John Phillips on here. So I'm gonna be reaching out to him, see if we could we're gonna shake a tree, see if we could get a slim pin out, slim king pin out.
Hey, I'll be tuning into that one for sure.
For sure. So thanks again. I mean, regional champ to runner up and back to back top 8 for you, Tevin, or we
Yep.
back to back top 8s and then champ runner up. I mean, the Buckeyes. I mean, we had came a long way.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
sir.
and John Fields said he can't confirm breaks are good. Also confirm
Yeah.
all formats are better. So that's what's up. So I can only take confirmation right now. I will confirm it later after I receive my check from GenCon. So I guess I got to refer to y'all by your Discord name so people know what we're talking about. So the Black Knight 1, Uncle Pancake Who Day, and the D-Rob. We've been here, we saw, we conquered, and if you have any questions, we around the Discord. So good night, and you gotta hit it off with the theme song when we're leaving, right? That gotta happen. We're gonna talk over it for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get the music.
Gotta have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Big shrine. Big shrine. Big shrine. That's a
Welcome
burn.
to
Big
Buckeyes and
shrine.
friends.
Big shrine.
Right. Till next time.
Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go.